This is from Paul, and this is from the Washington Post. Now, Paul points out that this is kind of a bullshit study, he thinks. And I took a quick glance at it. I agree with him. But here's something from the Washington Post, kind of as a way to control panic, I feel like. Middle-class income rose above $61,000 for the first time last year, the U.S. Census Bureau says. Middle-class income rose to the highest recorded levels in 2017, and the national poverty rate declined as the benefits of the strong economy lifted the fortunes of more Americans, the U.S. Census reported Wednesday. The median household earned $61,372 last year. So they finally earned more than they did in 1999 by a dollar amount. This doesn't factor in inflation. So here, let's take a look at this graph. So here's their graph to say, and this is the Washington Post saying that the middle class is fine. The middle class, which is virtually non-existent, with exception to what's still around from our parents' generation. So in 1999, it was here. 2017, nearly 2 decades later, not quite, but nearly 2 decades later, it's here. $1,300 more. They're not even factoring inflation. They're just saying, wow, this is great. Now, look at what happened here. This was, of course, during the Bush years. It started getting a little bit better. Banks started lending again, etc., etc. There were those bailouts for Wall Street that didn't get over into Main Street. And capitalism will kind of go in these little waves, and then what you'll get is that when it goes on a wave towards the up, you'll get articles like this, bullshit articles like this, that are going to try to tell you that the middle class is totally fine. The middle class has been shrinking since about the 60s. The middle class is nearly non-existent. They'll tell you it's fine. Why? Because in the course of 18 years, according to this study, which measures employment of the supposed middle class, the median income went up by $1,300 in 18 years. $1,300. 18 years, $1,300. What's the conclusion here? The middle class is fine. We live in a gig economy where full-time jobs are hard to come by, if not impossible. Teachers are not paid living wages. Firefighters are not paid living wages. Pilots are not paid living wages. And God knows people in the food industry aren't paid living wages. People are working 2 and 3 jobs just to survive. We have a prison population that dwarfs the rest of the world. We have an income inequality that is remnants of ancient Egypt. We have a huge homeless population all across the country. 44% of them have jobs. But from 1999 until 2017, get this, everybody, median income rose by $1,300. What percentage did rent raise by? What a stupid article. But that's what the Washington Post is. The Washington Post, they want to serve the status quo. Why? Because they're owned by Jeff Bezos and they're just part of the corporate media. So they write articles like this. They employ people to do the mental gymnastics to try to say the middle class is fine. The middle class is not fine. You know why? Because we pretty much don't even have one anymore. So Paul shared that article because he thought it was bullshit. He pointed that out. And Paul, you were right. It's complete bullshit.
Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and make it our own. Get your news